Where we last left off, we'd gotten the head gasket replaced, torqued down, and the engine running. With the major repairs done, I wanted to get this thing back home where we could chip away at the smaller things as we had time. There was a slight coolant leak we needed to figure out, we had to install the electric fan, and change oil. And then of course there was the larger task of teaching Noah how to drive stick shift in his drift car. His goal all along has been to be able to drive the car in one event this year, and with the season coming to a close, we needed to get going on that. There's still a lot of drift-specific things we need to do, such as installing the handbrake, welding the rear diff, and putting a passenger seat in. But for now, him being able to actually drive the car was kind of more important. Luckily, it's a pretty easy car to drive.
All right, so we are going to pull this thing off the trailer. We're just gonna back it off, change the oil, and then we'll put it back on the trailer, and then we'll go find some place to drive.
Don't we need a fan?
Yes, and the fan. Ooh, yeah, we should run to AutoZone and get the fan. Let me grab my wallet. We'll do that first.
Just like some places it's just like
Oh, let's learn how to undo a ratchet strap. So this, when it's fully closed, is in the locking position. So anytime you want to loosen it up, you need to open this fully so that it's 180 degrees. So you just pull on this and open it that way, and then you can kind of pull on the strap to get some slack. And once you've got enough slack, obviously, you can unhook it. All right, that's going to become an important skill. And I just set them on top of that tail light so that we don't lose them. And then you set that up on the back, they hook into here, and you want to line it up with the line of the tires. So that way when you pull it down, you've got it backwards. See what I'm saying? Yep, that fits into that groove. Yep, all I do is I just look at the line, like the board the tire's on, and then I just follow that line down and set the ramp up. All right. Ready to go. I mean, it doesn't matter in this case, but it's a good habit to get in. Always leave your hood pins on your driver's seat anytime they're out. That way, if you've ever got them off, you don't forget, and then you start driving and your hood flies up. So, that head gasket that we replaced is what we're hoping doesn't let that happen again. Hopefully now, when we put the new oil in, we'll drive it around, and then when we change it, or even check it, it won't be milky white like that. It's going to look like regular oil.
all of it red.
Yep, that's what oil's supposed to look like. So do the bottom one on your side. You got to push it through first, but yes.
What do you mean push it through?
The bottom.
Oh, yes. I pulled it. Joke's on you. Like about this much?
Yeah, that's fine. And then like, once you've got it cut, like you kind of release the tension a little bit on it and then pull it off. It's like a, I don't know, like you're peeling a potato. You should be able to pull it off with your finger by that. Yeah, there you go. Okay. You can cut a little bit off here because it's a little bit much.
Okay.
Cut just like that much off.
Okay.
That's a little too much.
A little too much.
About the same amount.
14, so like right this much?
Yep, that's fine. That should be, yeah, and then you should be able to pull it off by that. Once the casing's cut, it usually just comes right off. There we go.
Ta-da. And then, what do I do? I just like clamp it like
Nope. Spin this around. It's like a switch, a butterfly knife. Okay.
Oh!
And then it'll fit. See the indentation? One side goes around here, and then that other side, when you push it down, is going to crimp it. There you go. And then do it again. Yep. Nope. You want to hold the wire when you're doing that. Yeah. See. Now you've crimped it, but the wire wasn't in there. Trial and error stuff. I mean.
Unfortunately, the fan didn't come on when we hit the switch, but I figured that was something to worry about on another day. I just wanted to get this kid driving.
Okay.
Ta-da!
All right, push the clutch in, start it up.
Clutch is left, right?
Yep, all the way on the left. And it's already in gear. Start it. Remember when I said clutch should always be in? That's what I meant. Okay, so you got clutch and brake. Now, all you gotta realize is the clutch and the gas, if you use them in the same opposite motion, so as you put gas in, clutch out, at whatever speed is what you're trying to do. So if you do it really slow, the car will move really slow. If you do it really fast, the car is gonna take off on you. So just clutch out and gas in slowly. Less gas, less gas, less gas. There you go. And then you got to push the clutch in and hit the brakes. You don't need to slam on them. Okay, good. Now, how'd that feel? Okay, do it again. I want you to get to basically that white fence, and then you're going to stop.
Okay.
Is the clutch all the way out? It should be all the way out at this point. Clutch in and brakes. Okay, good. Now, clutch all the way in. So when you hit the brakes too, did you hear how it kind of wanted to stall? Yeah. You have the clutch all the way in when you hit the brakes. Okay. Now, we're gonna put it into reverse. So you take the shifter with the clutch in, okay? Yep. Pull it out towards you a little bit, like backwards. Okay. Now it's gonna go over, and you'll feel it kind of like there's like a hang, and then it'll go a little bit more. That's reverse. So it's like putting it in first, but it's a little bit over.
Okay.
Do it.
Wait, like this also?
So that's first. Okay. You go a little bit. Right here. Feel that?
Yes.
No, I don't think you did it all the way.
Like this? Oh.
Yeah, but then this. Put your hand on it right now while mine's on it. Let go. No, I mean just don't put pressure. Just put your hand on it so you can feel it. There you go. Okay. Feel that?
Yes.
That and that is reverse.
Okay, so first.
Don't take it out. Yeah, but that's okay.
That. Okay.
All right, so same thing. Now you're going to be going backwards, but it's straight. If you keep the wheel straight, you'll be fine. I just want you to get the sense of clutch and gas into reverse, okay? You're fine. There's no traffic coming. Keep going. Keep going. It's okay. All right. Clutch in all the way.
Yes.
Start it. Don't take your foot off the clutch. Start it. Okay. Now you're still in reverse, so same thing. Clutch out, gas in, go backwards.
Got it.
Clutch in and brake. No gas. All right. Now take it out of reverse and put it into first. So pull it back a little bit. There you go. Over. There you go. Now what I want you to do is, when you go up, when you get to about where the van is, so I want you to start off in first gear. When you get to about where the van is, put the clutch in and pull the shifter back and let the clutch back out. That's second gear. Okay. If you start to feel uncomfortable, put the clutch in and hit the brakes.
Okay.
All right, the clutch and brake will always stop you. You'll be fine, okay?
So right around where the van is, go straight down.
Straight back, yep.
And then when I get to the end, you want me to clutch in?
I want you to stop. No, I want you to stop. Like, same thing. When you get to the fence, brake, clutch and brake. I just want you to feel what it feels like to go from first to second.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Here we go.
Go. It's okay. Clutch in, start it. Okay, good.
Oh, shit. Clutch in, pull it back, clutch out.
You're in second gear.
How was that?
Good. How'd it feel?
Woo! That was cool.
It's not that hard, right?
So is the order for, how many gears does this car have? Four, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then reverses this? Yep. Oh! I thought this was a 6 gear.
I don't think so. I mean, it might have 5. I don't know. I think it's only 4. I have no idea.
I did it! I did it! I don't understand.
If you let the clutch out too soon, it's going to do that.
Okay, I was wondering.
That's the balance. So the gas gives the engine more RPM, okay, and that's what keeps it running. The clutch, when it's in, it's free rev. So the engine is not connected to the transmission. It's just free rev, okay?
Okay.
As soon as you start to let the clutch out, it's engaged with the transmission. If it doesn't have enough gas to keep itself running, it'll stall.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it's a balance between the two pedals.
Okay.
If you can remember that, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I was just wondering how that worked because
that's what it is.
I'm not sure what's happening, and
It's just you're just bogging it, installing it because it doesn't have gas.
Ah, fuck! Oops. Yeah. How was that? I kind of stalled it out. I was a little bit confused when I was trying to take a turn, but I did it.
That's why we're doing this step by step. That was awesome. A little bit more gas. You're just being a little too conservative with the gas.
Okay.
That's all.
I didn't want to rev it. That's why I was like,
It's okay. It's okay. little bit more gas.
Still this coolant leak that we have to figure out.
Holy shit! It's awesome, dude.
And to cap the day off perfectly, after all that driving, the oil was clean.
Can't wait for Mom to see this.
You want to try to take the hood off? I don't think you've taken it off yet. Just remember it's super flimsy. So you pick it up and then it slides forward on the tracks and then you just got to lift the thing up. There you go. Race car stuff. So we know the fan wasn't working, but we don't know why. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut these two wires. I've got jumper wire. We'll run from the battery just to be direct. That way if the fan starts up, we'll know that it's something in the wiring. If it doesn't, then we know that the fan's bad and we'll just get another fan.
Okay.
All right, so just cut those, cut it right before the connector on the black and red wires.
So right here.
Mm-hmm. And then strip those back so we've got a little bit of wire to go to. Not on that side. We're testing the fan, so it's on the fan side. Yep. No, strip them back so you expose the wire. You know the casing?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to grab them.
All right, so then these are my super duper jumper wires. So the brown is going to be the power and the white is going to be the ground. So there's an alligator clip and an open, yeah. So clip the alligator clip on the red wire and then just hold the black one on the ground and I'll connect it to the battery and we'll see if the fan comes on. Mm-hmm.
Do you need it on it?
It needs to be on the wire. That's why you strip the wire back.
Okay.
Like on the wire itself, not on the red at all. Yeah.
Like that?
Mm-hmm.
This we touch?
Yeah, you're just going to touch that. Make sure that the red wire and that connector isn't touching anything. You definitely don't want it to touch the ground because that's going to have power going to it. So it doesn't need, you don't want it to touch anything metal on the car at all, and you don't want it to touch your ground wire.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the fan came on. So what does that mean?
Okay, so you said that if the fan works, that means it was a wire issue, you said?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So the next thing we'll do is, because we never tested the fan before anyway, so we'll go from the switch. We'll see if the switch has power to it in and out. If it has power in and not power out, then then it's a bad switch. If it has power in and out, then it's a wire issue, which could be a blown fuse. So this is just the first step in troubleshooting this project. But we know we have a good fan. So like this is a situation where if we were at the racetrack and the fan quit, we would just run a hot wire to finish the race and then we fix it when we get home. Like that's just kind of how you do it. So that's why you need to know troubleshooting this way, because you're like, all right, fan's got power, we're going out for our last lap, and then we'll fix it when we get home. So that's it. But at least we know we got a good fan.
All right, so we are going to pull this fan switch off, like off the panel, so that way we can test the wires and stuff. So all you need to do is just loosen the nuts that are holding it here. They'll come off, and then it'll slip through the back of the panel, and then we can get to the wires on the back.
Okay.
So there's two nuts on it. There's like one that's round and then one's got a little bit of a square to it. So take the round one off first. And then, like I
Is that
said,
the bigger one?
well, it's the top one.
You should be able to get it. If you can't, you can reach behind there and kind of twist the switch a little bit, the body of the switch, and it'll loosen up.
What do you mean when you said that?
Like if you reach back here,
Oh.
you can see that. I mean, this thing's pretty loose. I mean, you should be able to. Yeah, that'll just loosen up.
I just couldn't get a hold of that one.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so then push that whole thing through the back. There you go. And just pull it out the bottom so we can get to the wires. It's just way easier than trying to go behind the panel like that. Okay. All right, so we got two wires in here, and if you look in the back, you can kind of feel where they go, but this is like a whole jumbled mess that we are going to redo, but at least we can get to the switch now. So, I don't know, can you see that back there?
Yeah.
There's like a bolt. So, I mean, this works. It's not the most beautiful way to do something. We'll definitely change it, but I mean, that works in a pinch. So they've got, this one must be the power wire coming in, and then it goes to feed every friggin' thing possible there. Like I said, it's not terrible, but
It's beginning to make more sense why it's a wire issue now.
yeah, we'll fix that. All right, so I pulled all the wire from the fan back. So this is the wire that was going out to the fan. Just pull it all back because we're going to tear all this garbage out. So now that we have this back, we can see where the fan was getting its power from. So these two white wires were the fan wires, which you never run two wires to do one thing because one's a power, one's a ground. And it goes into this relay. Now, Grandpa and I do not have any luck with relays. I have like two on my van because every time I use a relay, they just don't work. So we're gonna bypass this because you don't have a relay for your fan. I mean, you can have one for like the van had one that went on automatically at a certain temperature and it was pretty nice until it broke. But for a fan, we just need power through the switch and a fuse. So that's what we're gonna do. So that's actually, the relay is probably the reason that the fan doesn't work because that's what relays do. So we'll pull that off.
While Noah was at the Cleveland Gaming Convention, I got the fan switch wired up and fixed that small coolant leak. I couldn't resist taking it down the street. We hadn't taken this car up to speed at all, and we've just putted it around a parking lot since we bought it. And the first thing I realized was I couldn't see anything out of the mirrors. They had this film on here, which I'm assuming is for like rally cars because they don't need to see behind them and any cars behind will be blinding, but it was not good for trying to back in the driveway. Street legal enough for me. And the latest surprise was something was keeping this thing from going over 3,500 RPM. My online research led me to believe it was a crank position sensor, so I ordered a new one. But we had another opportunity that I was very excited about. What does this little car weigh? Big shout out to Dustin for driving to work on a rainy Saturday morning just so we could scale this car and have some fun in the rain.
No, I don't think any of it matters. It's just, this was just more of a interesting thing.
We had our guesses.
Light.
26.
22.
What was it?
21.
23!
Where's the rest of it?
Do you know what this thing would do if we put power to it? All right, what's your prediction now?
Prediction with me inside it? Is that weighing in pounds? Yeah, it's gonna be 23 something.
Okay, what's the kilogram conversion of that?
I don't know!
You asked if it was in pounds.
American! We do not work in the metric system!
That's insane, Noah. That's insane.
Insanely light.
It's very light, Vance. What do you think? Pretty cool. Do you think you could still beat them in your Power Wheels?
Now that we had the weight, there was a rainy cul-de-sac just calling our name.
We're going down into the cul-de-sac. Hey, flip the fan on. Just flip that switch up. Yep, there you go. Okay.
Today's goal, get Noah to do a burnout.
Main thing to remember is, if it starts to get out of shape or uncomfortable, just press the clutch in right away, okay? It will slow you down. It's not gonna stop you, but it will slow you down and you can regain any composure. I want you to back up a little bit so you're a little bit more in this water. All right, so you're gonna hold the clutch to the floor, you're gonna hold the gas to the floor, let go of the, like, sidestep the clutch, okay? The car it's gonna spin the tire, it might jerk a little bit, whatever. You can pull it into second, clutch, pull it into shift into second, but this is concrete and it's starting to dry, so it's not gonna be like a crazy stupid burnout, but it should spin the tires and at least you'll feel what that feels like, okay? Go for it. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. More. Okay, do it from there. Why don't you just take it up and down the parkway a few times? Shift it, get up to speed.
Sure, how was that?
It was better. It was better.
For my first time trying to burn.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, just drive it up, get used to it. We got time.
It was time to show this kid just how aggressive he needs to be with this car. But first, we had a couple of small setbacks.
Good question. I brought gas, but yeah, that's a good question. I wonder if that's finally out of gas.
So, with a connected overflow hose and some gas, we were finally ready to party.
It is a lot of fun.
Psyched?
Yeah.
Excited to learn how to do that?
And of course, we had to let Dustin have a time. And with that, we called it a day, just in time.